I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Father Time Network. My name is Anthony, and on my platform, I talk about the importance. That's right, the importance of being a father. I'm here to make being a father cool again. But before we start, let's get into that intro. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the difference between when a father has custody of his children and when the mother has custody of the children, right? So for those that don't know, I'm one of the few men that have custody of my child. This was the week when my daughter went to go, visit her mother. So when it was time for my daughter to be dropped off back to me, the mother of my child sent her new boyfriend to drop our daughter off. Now, there's probably thousands of men in this world who are going through it, not being able to see their child because they simply had the child around the new girlfriend. I seen one video on YouTube where the father dropped the daughter off, and I guess the new girlfriend braided his daughter hair, and this woman literally cut the child's hair off because she didn't want his new girlfriend touching their daughter's hair. Now, me personally, I could have snapped. I could have been like, yo, why you got your new dude dropping our daughter off? That's your responsibility. La, 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 la. Visitation days are over. We're going back to court. That's what females do. Females are emotional. To all the up-and-coming fathers, all the guys that say, hey, man, I really want to be a father. I want children. Be very, very careful about the woman that you choose to have children with. And that's one of the reasons why I do this Father Time Network thing. For one, to share my experiences as a father and to give some up-and-coming fathers insight on what they can potentially go through when it comes to having children. So, me personally, I'm not going to cut visitation days off because she decided to send our daughter with her new dude, to drop our daughter off. Me and this man had a conversation. Me and this man has a mutual respect for one another. This man also is a father and has a daughter as well. So he cares for, his daughter the same way that I care for mine. But most women, right, when a mother has custody of the child, I went through this personally. When the relationship was over, the mother of my child used to tell me all the time, oh, just go ahead and leave. You moved on. Just go ahead and be with your new chick. Go ahead and start a new family. Just leave us alone. And was denying me the opportunity to spend time with my child. But now all of a sudden that I have custody, you want to send your new boyfriend. That's your responsibility to drop our child off and pick our child up, not send your new boyfriend. But me, as a man, as a father, I'm not emotional like that. I shook that man's hand, yo, thanks for getting my daughter back to me safely. Now, if he was driving drunk or speeding or running from the police with my child in the car, oh yeah, we gonna have a problem. But I spoke with my child and I said, yo, how was the ride, back home? Oh, Dad, the ride was fine. I was in the back seat sleep. Yeah, it was main man speeding, weaving through traffic, driving crazy. No, Dad. And honestly, my daughter doesn't even have a problem with the mother of my child's new boyfriend. She doesn't have a problem with him. They get along great. It's been times where he's taken my daughter out to eat, to go get food. I'm a grown man. I'm not insecure. I'm stable in my position as my daughter's father. No other man can come between that. Now, when she moves on and, gets her a husband, obviously, she's going to build with her husband and they're going to have children and start a family, and I'm cool with that. In fact, that's what I want. I want to be a grandpa. I want to come pick up my grandchildren. You know what I'm saying? That's what I look forward to. But right now, My daughter is a daddy's girl. So when it comes to her mother having new boyfriends, and I don't care about none of that. Long as my daughter is safe, long as my daughter is comfortable, I'm not tripping. But see, when a woman has custody of the children, most men get denied the ability to spend time with their children because they have their child around the new girlfriend. And like I said, I went through that personally. So to all the men out here that want to have children, you want a boy, you want a son, you want a daughter, be very, very careful about the woman that you choose to have children with, because 45 minutes of pleasure can be a lifetime of stress, pain, headache. I mean, there's men that literally had to walk away from their child because they couldn't stand playing the games that these women play. Most women are emotional. So when they come at you, it's going to be in an emotional way. They want to get an emotional reaction out of you. And I feel like that's what the mother of my child was looking for. She wanted me to get mad. She wanted me to stop the visitation day so we can go back to court. But guess what? I'm a grown man. I'm not insecure. I'm not emotional. I looked at the bigger picture. Hey, thank you for getting my daughter back to me safely. I shook that man's hand and we went about our ways. But as a mother, you know you shouldn't be putting the responsibility of our child in another person's hands, especially if this is not your husband. Y'all not married. So if this man would have crashed, guess what? That would have been your fault as a mother for placing the responsibility of transporting your child in someone else's hands. But when the shoe is on the other foot, these women don't even want you to have your child around your new girlfriend. They'll stop you from seeing your child. They'll try to put you on child support. They'll try to end the relationship with you and your child just because you got the child around your new girlfriend. But when you have custody as a father, oh man, they'll let your child around a new boyfriend. All types of stuff. I remember there was one incident prior to the guy that the mother of my child is with now. This guy was like an FBI agent or something like that, and I had no knowledge of that, right? But my daughter called me one day like, Dad, Mom's boyfriend was yelling at me. He told me I can't get no more food out the refrigerator. It's too late for me to be eating. And when my daughter called me and told me that, and at this time, I was basically paying the bills in the mother of my child's house. You know what I'm saying? So for this man to come into the house and give my child orders, oh yeah, I was down there that same day. Knocked on the door. Actually, I knocked on the mother of my child's mother's house because that's where everybody was at. My daughter was at her grandmother's house. And, you know, main man was in there. They was talking or whatever. I knocked right on the door. Yo, boss man, come outside real quick. Me and you need to have a conversation. And I'll let him know what it is. You know, we not having that. And his excuse was, oh, you know, I'm a football coach. And, you know, sometimes my voice, you know, gets a little loud. I don't care about none of that. Your voice not going to get loud, especially your voice not going to get loud when you're talking to my baby girl. That's my baby girl. I don't even raise my voice like that to my daughter. So you're definitely not going to do that. And see, when a mother has custody of your child or your children, sometimes these women will let their new boyfriend chastise your child, you know, spend more time with your child than you, just to get back at you for moving on. Like I said, most women, I'm not going to speak for all women. Most women are emotional. So they're going to attack you in an emotional way. They want to get an emotional reaction out of you. So when you see that new man, you know, holding your child's hand or going to the store with your child, as naturally, most men are going to get frustrated. They're going to start arguing, yelling. And some of these women like that. They feel like even though you left, that's creating like a connection. Even though you're arguing and you're literally mad, they feel like, I got him. He's still with me. Even though it's in a negative way, even though we're arguing, I still got a hold on this man. But guess what? When you don't let none of that get to you, when you use your brain, go to court, get custody, keep records, and fight for your child the legal way. When you do that and you come out on top, it ain't nothing that they can do to you. My daughter is 13 years old. Rather than me get angry and start trying to go back and forth with this woman and want to go back to court and go in front of somebody who don't even know me discussing what's going on with my child, I ain't doing none of that. Like I said, I had a conversation with this man. Me and him have an understanding. And I know in my head, this is almost over. My daughter is 13. 16 years old, her sweet 16. If my daughter is doing what she's supposed to do in school and which she normally does, I plan on getting my daughter a car. So guess what? Once my daughter has a car and she's able to drive, that's something I don't even have to deal with no more. When you want to visit your daughter, give her a call. She can pull up. I don't got to worry about that no more. And guess what? Once my daughter is 18, I don't have to deal with this woman no more at all. So my daughter is 13 right now. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I literally have 5 more years left to go with this woman. And after that, we're done. I'm not communicating with this woman. None of that. And it's not that I hate this woman. It's just that I don't appreciate all the things that I had to go through just to be the best father that I can be. And deep down inside, the mother of my child knows that I'm an excellent father. That's one of the reasons why I've never been on child support. That's one of the reasons why I have 2 sons and that woman ain't never put me on child support. We never even had a conversation about me being on child support because I take care of my kids. And see, when you're a great father, sometimes that can be a curse because these women know that you love your children unconditionally. And that's going to be the first area where they're going to hit you at the most when the relationship ends. They're going to play with your fatherhood. They're going to play with your children. They're going to try their best to keep you from your child and watch you go through it. Man, I'm talking about when I was going through the custody battle with my daughter, there was times when I just had my head up to the ceiling, couldn't eat for days because I was so worried about the outcome. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be between me and my child. Am I going to have to go through this back and forth stuff with this woman for the rest of my life, or at least until my daughter is 18? I'm too good of a father to go through that. And this is the things that I was telling myself. And I'm up thinking about ways where I can get custody, thinking about how it would be if I did not have to go through all this and I can just be the best father that I can be and not have to deal with the emotional attack that this woman is trying to spear at me. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, I do this Father Time Network thing for all the fathers, for all the up and coming fathers. Again, I don't hate the mother of my child, but it's just ridiculous with some of these women will put a man through just because they decide to leave a relationship. That's my choice. I have a choice to leave the relationship, especially if I'm not happy. I can move on. But guess what? As long as I'm being a father, as long as I'm handling my responsibilities when it comes to my children, that shouldn't matter. Let me move on. Let me be great. Don't try to send emotional attacks at me just because I want to live my best life. And me and my new woman is more happy than I was when I was in a relationship with you. Because guess what, women? Guess what, mothers? you have the opportunity to move on too and find you a better man and be happy. So stop with the emotional attacks on these good fathers. Let these men be fathers to their children. Just because they got their child around the new girlfriend, so what? If it's that important to you, have a conversation with that woman. Most women are great detectives when they're trying to find out if their man is cheating or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Get her math. Call her up. Have a conversation. Yo, that's my child. Whoop-de whoop-de whoop. And have a woman-to-woman talk. That's what grown women do. That's what grown men do. Have conversations. Talk. Communicate. Not play games, mind games, and send emotional attacks at people trying to get reactions out of people. That's what kids do. But guess what? Most women are emotional. So they're going to attack you in an emotional way and try their best to get an emotional reaction out of you. But as a man, as a father, you have to stand tall. Go to court, get custody of your child, and don't fall for these emotional games that these women play. Because sometimes I've seen men get so angry, they wind up placing themselves in jail because they didn't put their hands on the mother of their child. Don't do none of that. They stalking, they outside the house. Don't do none of that. Keep you a log, go to court, file the paperwork, get custody of your child. If you don't think that it's possible, you're looking at a man that has custody of their child. And this is why I do this, to show all men that it's possible. Most men don't get custody of their children because sometimes we just don't go file the paperwork. Some men just don't know the steps to take to get custody of their child. And technically, if neither one of y'all have been to court, that woman don't have no rights over your children. Y'all have equal rights until y'all go to court. So don't fall for that. You have just as much rights as she does if y'all have never been to court and there's no court order set. So to all the up and coming fathers, man, take your time when you're choosing the woman that you want to have children with. Really understand that woman's mental state. Is she the type of person that's going to play mind games with you? Is she's the type of person that leads with her emotions? Because if you don't pay attention to those signs, 45 minutes of pleasure is going to give you a lifetime of stress and pain. This is the Father Time Network, and I'm here to make being a father cool again.